Bearbend Hunting Lodge is a very special place. It is owned by Carol and May Tharp. Mr. Tharp was an architect in a Houston firm that gained notoriety for its design of Memorial High School in Houston. After Mr. and Miss Tharp purchased the lodge, they moved it piece by piece to their property on West Honey, Egypt Road. Its restoration was indeed a work of love, as these two people did all the work themselves. They later bought, moved to their property, and restored the Crane House, the Jordan House, and a blacksmith shop. They have furnished all the buildings with items that they have purchased to add to the authenticity of the original buildings. We have a video to show our guide tour of this very special place by two very special people, Carol and May Tharp.
I'm B.C. Tharp, and this is May. And we started this operation in 71. The first cabin we moved in 71, and we've been at it almost 30 years now. Now these buildings have been moved in. This building here was originally located on Walden, on a peninsula on the east side of Walden on Lake Conroe. This was a hunting lodge. He hunted here. We haven't found any data other than in Sue Flanagan's book. It's called Sam Houston's Texas. It's a big book. We've got, I think, a copy's in there. And he used to bear hunt here because 6 miles away now, where it was located, there's a bend in Atkins Creek, and the bears would proliferate there, and it made a great hunting ground. So all the old, if you look at the old maps of Montgomery County, you can find all these Atkins and Landrum and just a whole bunch of the leagues, because each one of them got about 7 square miles, and they were all neighbors, and they would come and hunt on the creek because there were so many there. We know the first man that owned the land owned it in 1826, and W.C. Clark was the first owner. The second owner was a man named Taylor, and Taylor helped capture Santa Ana. There were 4 beds in this house. It was a weaning cottage. And when the old folks, after they got married, built a big house, this was a honeymoon cottage for the kids.
When you build a fire, and the fire's on the coal, and you want it to get hotter, you let me pull it and you feel.
Yeah.
I don't feel anything, and then I have it connected up.
Yeah, I feel fine.
But it makes a little bit of, gives it a little bit of wind, and the coal will turn from ashy white to bright red all of a sudden, and make it much hotter for heating up metal. This is to pick up hot.
You know, there was a custom if you had a good-sized house, and by the way, these houses weren't called cabins, they were called houses because they were structures to be. Most of them, if they had an extra room, they kept a quilt in it and a bedding. And if you were going through the country, like if you were riding, a lot of men rode through the country on horseback, and it's dangerous in a thunderstorm with a lot of lightning to be riding around on a horse. So they knew where these places were, and they wouldn't wake the family up or anything. They just simply go upstairs and find a quilt or find a bed, and if all the beds were taken, they knew where they could get quilts, and they just throw a quilt down. And the next morning, they usually got up and had breakfast, and they pay a housewife $1 for their bedding and for their breakfast, which was a good thing for the housewife, because that was probably extra money in that time. And I'm sure they didn't get anything very fancy for breakfast.